Alright guys, sorry about that. We're back. Sports Up with Lauren. We had some technical difficulties. I'm so sorry about that. But we're going to get right back into talking about some baseball, Yankees baseball specifically. Spring training starts today. Pitchers and catchers have officially reported, which means it's officially baseball season, guys. It is time to break out the wiener, break out the hot dogs, and it is time to watch some baseball. I am so excited, especially with who we have in spring training now. Everybody knows about, our Yankees prospects and how we left off at the end of the season last year. Gary Sanchez hitting 20 home runs and 30 home runs in I don't know how many games. But we need to understand as Yankee fans that the time of the championship is upon us, okay? It may not be maybe this year. It may not be 2017 for a championship for the Yankees and the Yankee fans. But I do see us winning within the next 3 years. Guaranteed. I mean, with this, if we can keep the prospects and we can keep them under wraps, I think it's going to be a seasons that we're going to prosper from. Of course, you don't notice, Kate is not here. Kate is actually sick with the flu. So, hi Kate, I'm sorry you can't be here. I miss you so much. But it's baseball season, and we couldn't not have a show today for spring training. So we'll kick it off. We're talking a little bit about our prospects. Number one prospect in our possession right now is Clint Frazier, an outfielder. Clint, I've been following since we picked him up towards the end of last year. He is one of those players that is going to give it his all. He's put on 25 to 30 pounds of pure muscle in training for this, so he's definitely taking this. He's taking this opportunity and definitely running with it. 6'1", 190 pounds. He's 22. He's young. He's mean. He's a fighting machine. I mean, he's an outfielder, and I think he is what we need to kind of bring our outfield together, especially with Aaron Judge. Having him towards the end of last year in right field was definitely something that we needed. But a little bit about Frazier. His bat speed and raw power are among the best in the minor leagues right now, and he's definitely going to be a contender in his first year for Rookie of the Season, and definitely going to be an all-star and a contender in that all-star game during that all-star break. Of course, I'm thinking about the future, but that's what we need to think about when it comes to these young prospects, especially when they're 22 years old. We can have him for another, if he's anything, like we predict, if he's going to be like, he can be the Derek Jeter of the outfield, we can have him for 20 plus. I mean, outfield is kind of a little, 40, you're kind of pushing it, but if he can stay young and fresh, this is a player that is going to be a key component in winning a championship. His speed on the bases and in the field is ridiculous. I mean, he has that instinct in the outfield off the, first step back and the instinct right off, bat off the bat. This is going to be somebody who is going to make Yankee fans proud for sure, and he ranks number one. Next on the list, number two for top 30 prospects for the Yankees this year is Gleyber Torres. This is a shortstop. This is our shortstop, guys. This is going to be not the next Derek Jeter, because there will never be another one of those, but this is going to be that key component player that we have been missing, I think. He's a righty, and he's only 20 years old. He's 20. This guy's a year younger than me, and he's in the minors right now, and for the Yankees organization. But Torres definitely is somebody who I believe is going to be, 6'1", 175 pounds. He's going to be that shortstop that we've been missing. I know we've had a few kind of coming in for Derek Jeter's spot, and we can never replace him. That's something that stands for itself. Derek Jeter is a player who you cannot replace. You cannot fill his shoes. It will not happen. But you can get close to him. But, his scouting grades aren't that bad. I mean, hit 55, power 50, run 55, arm 60, field 55, and he overall gets a 55. Same thing for Clint Frazier. Clint Frazier, gets an overall 55 too as well on the scouting grades. Just to have those two up there as 1 and 2, it kind of puts me in a good spot as a Yankee fan to think these are the young, the younger generation, the next generation for the Yankees. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. If this is what we have for the next 10 years, it's going to be a good solid 10 years for us Yankee fans. Next, Aaron Judge. I mean, Aaron Judge did play at the end of last season, so it's whatever, but this is a big guy. 6'7", 275 pounds. Solid hitter. I mean, he's only 24. Now, granted, these are all young players, but he's only 24 years old, and he's an outfielder. If we have him and Clint Frazier playing the same game and throwing out a veteran out there like Ellsbury, our outfield is going to be golden. And if we put Gleyber Torres out there too, I'm telling you guys, 2018 will be the year for the Yankees, 2019 too. 2017, I predict going to playoffs. I believe this team, especially towards the end of the season, with Aaron Judge and Tyler Austin and all those guys, and Sanchez at the end, Gary Sanchez at the end, getting that confidence first for the end of the season to kind of roll into this 2017 season is key for them. Key, because they already got those jitters out. Sanchez hitting home runs like it is his job now to hit home runs, but Sanchez hitting home runs, like he's been there for years, like he's a veteran. That's something that I think is going to be key, is that in these young prospect players, they have the confidence already. They don't need it. You know what I mean? They know that they're going to step onto that field in those pinstripes, and they're going to make the fans proud. They're going to make anybody who has any kind of, attachment or connection to the Yankees, they are going to make us proud. That is what we, as Yankee fans, have been waiting for. We've had a team, who gets us right there to, the playoff season and just gives up, in the wild card race, and just gives up. So I am finally happy as a Yankee fan to know that we are in a great place for the next several years, I believe, especially with these young talents. And we go 30 deep. Dustin Fowler's another one in the outfield, plays for the Thunder. Chad Green, right-handed pitcher. The pitchers is another thing. We picked up 2 pitchers for spring training, Reese and RJ. They're not, they're picked up once we got down there, not before spring training. So they could say they could go, we don't know. But it's definitely going to be an amazing year, I believe, for the Yankees. It's a great building year. Now, as far as our schedule goes, we open up in Tampa against the Philadelphia Phillies February 24th. I'm not worried about the Phillies. I don't think anybody ever is worried about the Phillies. Sorry to any Phillies fans out there. But especially for us Yankees, we're never worried. And then we're there. Phillies, then in Clearwater, and then we go for Toronto Blue Jays on February 26th. Guys, it's here. Next week, it starts. We're ready to go. Baseball season is finally upon us. I've been waiting so long, and I know if Kate was here right now, she'd be going off about, being so excited to have the season here and ready to go for baseball season. I do believe, and another thing to add on top of pitchers for the Yankees, we get Chapman back. We got him back. He wanted to be a Yankee. He is a Yankee. He's back in pinstripes, and he's ready to go. He's coming off of a championship. That's something else that you need to put to consider, is that we have a player coming back into our roster who has a ring now, who's coming off of a fresh World Series win. That's key. That can be something that he can motivate the bullpen. You know, hey, I've been here before. When we get to the playoffs, because we will get to the playoffs, I believe we will get to the playoffs this year. I do believe we will be a contender. Championship, I don't know. Definitely championship for 2018, 2019, I believe. You can quote me on that, because it's going to happen. I know as a Yankee fan, for me specifically, I've been saying that for a long time, since 2009. But I'm telling you guys, the Yankees are going to be a whole ball club again. We are going to have players that are fresh, that we can mold into players that we want them to be. You know, we don't have these veteran players coming here with attitudes or, you know, anything like that. Our roster is fresh and ready to go. We are fresh and ready to go. This season is going to be, I believe, a key point, and not only for me right now, I'm looking at the Yankees like we're back in the 90s. Are solid. I mean, I believe that's solid. Like we're back in the 90s. 95, 93, 94, 95, and 96 when we won. This is what that young team was, you know, that raw talent, just want to be on the field getting dirty. This is before all that money greed sets in, you know what I mean? This is pure just love and passion for the game from these young players. That is what the Yankees need. That's what granted, you know, when the Cubs won at the end of last season, they did have the veteran players, but they also had those young talents that just wanted to be there, but wanted to be there for each other. And I believe that's what we're going to get with the Yankees for the season. I believe this is going to be a team that's going to fight for each other, that's going to have that kind of passion, that's going to want to be contenders and not give up. With veteran players, it's easy to have that mentality of, you know, I've been here before, you know, it's all good. These young players have never been there before. They want to be there. They want to be on that field wearing those pinstripes. Clint Frazier has said it himself, and so is Chapman. They want to be in those pinstripes. They want to be in that uniform. They want to wear the NY over their heart. That's what they want. That's what we want as fans. We want players out on that field like that. And I believe this is what we're getting. I believe, you know, Cashman has done a great job with all prospects coming up and the young talent already in our roster. But speaking of Cashman, actually, I believe his contract comes up next year. So, but Alyssa, I do agree with you. I am so amped to see Judge and Bird. Greg Bird is, if you don't know who Greg Bird is, please God, don't talk to me. No, Greg Bird is going to be, he already was, an amazing player for us at the end of the season. And with that whole crew, you know, Austin and Aaron Judge and him and Sanchez, it just makes me extremely excited, especially when you go down the list. I mean, Jorge Mateos as shortstop or second baseman. I feel like Torres and Mateo, if we could have them up the middle together, it would just be sensational. Gold gloves in the middle for sure. Those are definitely future All-Stars. And when you go into the bullpen, now the bullpen is something I feel as though we've been a little shaky on, but I have complete faith right now if we have Justice Sheffield in there. Just looking at all these prospects makes me excited. I don't know about you guys, but it makes me super excited. Yes, DJ, it's all about Frazier. Frazier is what everybody has been talking about, this ginger-haired, curly-haired guy, young, 20 years old. Just, if you can follow his Instagram, I don't know exactly what his Instagram handle is, but it's probably Clint Frazier. But just go on there and look at old posts and look at his body structure from back then and go to now where we are. If you go to now where we are, his shoulders are broader, his forearms are bigger, his legs are stronger and more capable of hitting a ball farther. This is somebody who is just an athlete. I mean, outfielders are lean and quick, and this is Clint Frazier to a T. Lean, and quick. But I just think if we didn't have these prospects, I don't know where I would really see the Yankees going. It really is about these prospects. And how they're going to mesh with, who is already on that roster and how they're going to mesh with Joe Girardi. I mean, Joe Girardi is, choose my words wisely, I wouldn't call Joe Girardi the greatest manager. Don't believe that. I wouldn't call Joe Girardi even a great manager. Joe Girardi is an effective manager to some degree. But it's going to all, his relationship with these young prospects is, I believe, what's going to be the key for them. But I am, partial to the Yankees, but we have to think about all the other teams. And yes, Mike, I don't know if the greatest team ever is the New York Mets for the 2017, but I will give it to you guys that I really do feel like your bullpen's really going to be something that is going to be a fighting contender. I had the chance of speaking to Noah Syndergaard earlier over the break, and just kind of getting a sense of how he is. But, he's ready for, this season, and especially after Big Sexy, poor Big Sexy, I feel bad for him, Bartolo Colon, not being with them anymore. I don't think anybody's really thinking about how much he affected their bullpen. I mean, him and Noah Syndergaard were very close friends, and everybody always said having him in a bullpen was always great, his kind of personality and all that. But I will say this, I believe that you guys, that Noah Syndergaard's going to have an amazing season. 1. 2, Matt Harvey looks a little big, which means I think he's going to be amazing this season. He looks a little like he took a little time off, didn't really pay attention to the workouts, a little bit. But I think he's going to be an amazing asset for you guys this year. He's had it rough the past couple seasons. But I really do think that Harvey is going to be something that is going to be reliable this season for you guys. As is the whole bullpen. But it's difficult because the Yankees are really all I really talk about when it comes to baseball. And that's not true really. I love all baseball, I love all teams. But with the season starting and just being in this kind of rut as a Yankee fan is something that I'm not really used to. Especially in my adult years now, understanding baseball more and really getting involved in it on a broadcasting level. But the Yankees are a team that everybody knows. I mean, even if from all countries, even if you always hear about the Yankees, and they've gotten a little bit of a bad rap just for being, showboating and having the team with all the money. It's not really the case anymore. I mean, the past was our last championship was 2009. The past 8 years have been a little rough. They've been a building period. I mean, and we've also had to lose our captain. Again, I'm going back to Derek Jeter, but it's something as for us Yankee fans to know that we have these young prospects and to know that they are going to give it their all and not give up is something that makes me super confident. When we had, the whole steroid thing with A-Rod, that kind of took away attention from what really was going on, and when we had Chase Headley at third base, making 16 plus errors in a season, you can't have that, especially at a corner position. You can't have that. We need somebody there that's going to have, hands of stone, and then is going to be a brick wall, which, you go over to who we have for prospects for third base, and it's, we have Miguel I can never say his name. Is anybody else finding it difficult to pronounce baseball players' names nowadays? I just feel like you can't. I don't know, but right now I'm super confident. I keep reiterating it, but there's nothing to really talk about until we start games and we start our real workouts. I mean, today's when we reported for pitchers and catchers, so it's not really anything's going on, but we can still look at and anticipate, where these prospects are going to go, how they're going to do in the minors. I mean, anything can happen, but keep your eye out for Frazier and Torres for sure, and for Mateo too, because I believe that these young players are going to be players we keep for a long time, and also players that are going to bring more respect back to the Yankees organization, I believe. They are going to be those players that, stand for everything right in the organization and in baseball. But it's going to be an exciting season, and I can only imagine what kind of, games we're going to see for the season, and kind of just raw talent and the way they're going to go up against, everybody else in the National League and up against in the American League too. It's going to be an amazing 2017 season. And we will talk, I promise, more about other teams next week when Kate comes, when she's back, when she's not sick and has the flu. But today I really just wanted to talk to you guys about the Yankees, and that's pitchers and catchers reporting. And the next week is really going to be, paying attention to how pitchers and catchers are getting along, that kind of chemistry. I'm going to be doing my research on, keeping an update on what's going on with the bullpens and, after the first week where they think or, what they're seeing. So please come back next week and join us again. Kate, I promise, will be here. And please follow me, Lauren Filardi, on Twitter, WICR1 on Twitter, and you're already on my Facebook. And we are every Tuesday at 2 to 3, roughly, depending on if we can get up sooner or later. But thank you guys for listening in today. I will see you guys next week. I'm also going to be getting a new show. I'm going to have 3 shows now. One in the mornings on Tuesdays from 9 to 11 a.m. That one is with Caitlin, my other friend Caitlin. Sports Up, which is right now, is on from 2 to 3 Tuesdays, and we talk mainly about sports. Feel free, guys, to comment, share this video, tell your friends about it. And my third show, I'm still trying to figure out as to when I want to plan it, probably a Monday night. That's going to be more of a movie show and TV shows and what's going on. So yeah, guys, please keep your eyes out, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to post on my Facebook and ask me questions, and we can guys give you shout outs next week, and they can be key talking points for us. So please like, share, and thank you guys so much for the continued support. We'll see you guys next week.